of Danny Rude. Scott Brinson starting ninth, not on the pole. There he is, finally getting on the pole, or on the grid, sorry about that, in the number 10. A couple other drivers that have not rolled in yet, but it looks like James Hickson, Sean Zulu in 11th, James Hickson 12th, Verlis Falcons in 13th, and Trace Williams 14th, but I don't see him out there as well. So, all right, we're going to get up here to our leader as they're going to be rolling off here in just a second. Guys, we'll have to make one pit stop at a minimum here, depending on cautions. 60 laps. Can't quite make that on a tank of fuel. Get about 40, gosh, I can't remember, 42 laps, something like that. 40, 42 laps on tank of fuel. So we'll see them at least come down pit road one time. I think tires is going to be the big thing here tonight. So we will be watching that. Pace car ducks in. Robert O'Neill brings him to the line. Green, green, green. Great, even restart by everybody. It looks like Matt Clifton. Matt Clifton right there up on the high side, trying to get challenged here by Gary Cleaver in third. We've got one off the pace there. It looks like the 73 of Jeremy Crandall, but boy, he picks it back up and is going to take up the rear of the field. A little loose coming out of two. And that's where we're going to see probably the majority of the wrecks here coming off of turn two. Just very, very greasy up there. You've got to get a little bit of heat in these tires. Once you get a little bit of heat, you get a little more grip. So we'll be kind of watching for that, depending on your setup. Some guys, they got great setups out here, and definitely hook up better coming off of two than some other guys. All right, so Matt Clifton in second, and Kerry Cleaver in third. Truck looks like it's got puzzle pieces all over it. And he hits the wall, and that kind of checks up everybody behind him. Jay Anderson has to go around him. And a couple other guys, the 32 of Jim Smith gets by him as well. Scott Brinson in the number 10 gets by him. So Gary Cleaver tapped the wall coming out of two. Definitely cost him a lot of track position. Matt Clifton still hanging on to the back bumper of Robert O'Neill. Those two have been going at it since they dropped the green flag. started on the outside of Robert, and those two, he just ducked down in behind Robert, and they've been just staying right there since they started. So it's only lap 5, so you know they got lots of racing to go here. No sense in getting too racy too early, burning up them tires. That's a big no-no. Do not want to burn them tires up that early, because then you'll just fall back really fast. Just got to pace yourself, be patient. Let the racers come to you this early. Save your tires, save your equipment, and when you get there towards the end, you'll have enough to make a challenge for that run. And that could be Matt's full intentions here. He's kind of lifting back just a little bit, staying off the bumper of our leader just to make sure. Jay Anderson starting to try to reel these guys in. He is 1 second off the leader and closing. Jim Smith in 4th, Scott Brinson 5th, Terry Cleaver 6th, Danny Rude in 5th, or sorry, 7th, Michael Johnson 8th, James Hickson 9th, Burles Falcons 10th. And Jeremy Crandall taking up the rear of the field there ever since he hit the wall on the first lap, coming off of turn 2, first or second lap, I'm not exactly sure. Might have been the second lap. And that definitely cost him a lot right there. But now he's closing up on the back bumper of Burles and looking like he is going to go on the inside of him going into turn 3. It does take over that position from Burles. Jay Anderson into second place now as he got by Matt Clifton. Now he sets his sights on the leader, Robert O'Neill. I keep wanting to call Robert Ryan O'Neill. I think that's a movie star. Jay now 0.8 of a second off of the leader. Got a little bit of ground to pick up here. Boy, and it seems like Robert has been pretty fast out there. So he must have a great feeling truck out there. Tires feel really good right now. Done his homework on his setup tonight. A lot of these guys I was hearing in TeamSpeak there before practice started that they have been practicing all week long. Many servers put up, and these guys going in there and practicing for tonight, working on their setups, and it's definitely showing here for a lot of these guys up in the front right now. Jay Anderson, one of the fast guys here, is already starting to reel in their leader as he has caught up to him within a half a second now. Chopping that down big time. Down to within 0.4 of a second, so boy, he could be in the lead here in the next couple laps. Catching somebody's one thing, but getting by him's another. So let's we'll keep an eye on this here as this gets ready to unfold here before our eyes. Let's see if Jay's got enough oomph to get by him, enough horsepower, enough ponies under the hood. Hanging right there about 3.5 behind our leader. Let's ride along with Jay here real quick and let's see if let's see what he's got for the leader. Still hanging on about a half a second. And these guys running two very distinctive different lines going into the turns. So that could be the difference between using your tires and not using up your tires. And I would, just my educated guess, I would say Robert's using using a little less tire right now than Jay. Jay's cutting the corner pretty sharp going into turn 1 here, keeping it down on the low line, where Robert's kind of staying up high and diving it in at the last second. So I don't think he's using quite as much tire, but they'll all even out at the end. It seems like the fall off, I don't know what the racers have been calling the cliff on the tires is usually around about 20-25 laps. The tires just kind of reach that point where all of a sudden within a lap they just fall off. Well, I don't know if that's something iRacing needs to work on. Tires don't fall off like that in real life. All right, still hanging on about 0.4 of a second behind our leader, Jay Anderson. We'll get back to those guys here in just a couple minutes. Let's go back and see third place Matt Clifton now 2.2 seconds behind the leader. Fourth place Jim Smith 3.5 seconds behind the leader, and he's got a rear view mirror full of Scott Brinson. Scott looking to capitalize on this for sure. Would love to get by and take over the fourth place from Jim Smith. And it looks like he's going to get that opportunity going down the front stretch. Yes, he does. Going into turn 1, he does take that position away from Jim Smith. So he goes back to 5th. Gary Cleaver in 6th. Gary there with the jigsaw puzzle Chevrolet. I don't know what else to call it, so that sounds good to me. He's got jigsaw puzzle pieces all over it. It looks cool. I like it. He caught the apron a little bit going into turn 1, and that's going to cost him a little momentum. You gotta stay away from that. You gotta stay away from that apron there a little bit, Gary. Danny Root in 7th. Michael Johnson in 8th, and it looked like he's trying to pass on the outside. Wow, Danny went for a ride across the grass right there, and that really cost him a lot. All right, here we are, lap 20. No cautions yet, knock on wood. I don't want to jinx them. I always seem to do that. I always seem to jinx the drivers. Sorry about that, guys. Jeremy Crandall in 9th. James Hickson 10th. Carlos Falcons in 11th. Well, let's get up here. Jay Anderson now within 0.2 of a second of our leader. So he's bearing down on him pretty hard. Like a rattlesnake waiting to hit. I think he's trying to set him up right now, trying to figure out where does he need to pass him. Whether he's faster in one set of turns than the other, and that may be the place to take over that position. Or whether he's just giving it all he's got right now, and he's giving it all he's got, Captain. Might be just giving it all he's got right now, just can't get up to him. But I don't know. I think right now he's just trying to figure out where he wants to pass. To be honest with you, I think he's a lot faster than 1 and 2. It seems like Robert's pretty good in 3 and 4. So if Jay's looking for a pass, I think he might want to think about making that in 1 and 2. Robert seems to go way up the hill in 1 and 2. So that would be the time for Jay to stick that nose in underneath him. And this might be the lap here. I don't know. Let's see. Boy, he closes right up on his bumper. catching up to lap traffic. Burles Falcons, this could come into play right here. Lap traffic always does seem to, somewhere always seems to put a little bit of a play into something. Boy, Jay just right on the back bumper here. Oh, and they both get into the wall. Jay's going to capitalize on that one, though. Wow, that was close. That could have been bad. They went into that turn 3 wide, and I don't think they should have did that, but it all worked out. But now we've got both of the leaders here have got some damage on their trucks. Yeah, this track's really not 3 wide friendly. I don't think so. This kind of reminds me of Charlotte. Charlotte's another one. I mean, above the 1.5 mile tracks, those two right there are just not 3 wide friendly. You know, Kentucky, yeah, that you could go 3 wide Kentucky, you can go 3 wide at Chicagoland, but these two tracks are, I mean, as wide as they look out there for the drivers, they're just not really all that wide. It looks like we got a couple of spinners in the back. Got Brinson, one of them, into it. Gonna take a rewind back here and watch this from another angle. Not sure exactly. He got into it with somebody here, and both of them went down and hit the inside wall coming off of turn 2. Oh, Verlis Falcons up into the wall. And that's who come down across the nose of Scott Brinson and take Scott out right there. So both of them go for a ride. Scott sitting on pit road trying to get some of that damage fixed up. And in the meantime, Jay Anderson's still out front. Got the Pros League Chevrolet in the front. And now Robert O'Neill's a half a second behind him. But Scott and Burles may have taken their trucks behind pit road. Not sure unless they're in towing. Not sure. We're down to 9 trucks left out on the track right now. Kerry Cleaver, one of the last ones, still out. He is, I'm showing him a lap down, so he's been on pit road. I believe, let's see, one of the few that's been on pit road. Him and Burles, the only two. But these guys could be struggling with the tire issue, like I was saying. But, you know, some of the drivers like to go, they know they're going to have to make a pit stop. And that's usually what I usually do is I'll split the race in half. So I'm out there on not too old of tires. I like to run as fresh tires as I can run. So I kind of split the race in half and running on about the same amount both halves. So not a bad strategy, I don't think. Works for me. All right, Robert O'Neill on pit, just coming off of pit road. Wow, he come right off of pit road up onto the turn right in front of Burles Falcons. Ooh, that was intense. Jay Anderson's still out front by about 1.8 seconds over Matt Clifton now after Robert O'Neill went off pit road. A little past halfway, so this race is going to be over here shortly, folks. Jay there with a little bit of right nose damage on that truck. After him and I believe that was Robert O'Neill. They looked. I think Jay kind of followed Robert right into the wall right there, and that's so easy to do. I've done it 100 times myself. It's just so easy to do when you're kind of staying focused on the rear of that guy's truck ahead of you, and he goes up a little too high into the turn and taps that wall. You just seems like it's like monkey see, monkey do, you know. All right, Matt Clifton now 1.7 seconds behind the leader. And what happened to Jay? Okay, he's back. Whew, he blinked out there for a minute. Surely don't want to see the leader out there blink out and be gone from the race, man. That would be bad. Leader's still not making any attempt to come down pit road right now, so it looks like the front 5 still have not pitted, but the back half of the field has. So they are all showing them a lap or more down, and that's because they've been on pit road. It's easy to go a lap down here at this track. You stop to make your pit stop, you can go a lap down real easy. Matt Clifton second, Michael Johnson in third, Jeremy Crandall fourth, James Hickson fifth, the last of the guys on the lead lap. James back here 29.5 seconds behind the leader, though. And back to sixth, first one a lap down, Robert O'Neill. When this cycle's all out, Robert could wind up coming back into the lead, depending on how fast the pit stops some of these other guys have that have not been on pit road. The thing of it is, though, the longer Jay Anderson stays out there, the older his tires are getting, and that's just going to allow Robert to get by him and some. So if I was Jay, I'd definitely be thinking about coming down pit road here before too much longer. Sometimes these guys, they take a bank on trying to see if a caution does come out, you know, and if a caution comes out, that it really kind of plays into their hands. But as clean as this race has been, and everybody's pretty much spread out around the track, I just don't foresee a caution coming out. We haven't had a caution yet. Caution free the whole way, and we've had 3 lead changes up front. Unless Jay's carrying an extra 20 gallons of gas in the bed of that truck, there's no way he's going to make it 60 laps. I know that for a fact. He's got to come down pit road. 19 laps to go here, folks. Looks like Scott Brinson is out of the race, so the only one that's retired from the race. Clifton now starting to reel him in. He's down to 1.3 seconds. Neither one of them guys have been on pit road. The front 5 still have not seen pit road. Tires are definitely a premium here. They've got to reach that cliff by now that I was talking about earlier. They're well past that. Usually 20-25 laps, you start feeling that major fall off of the tires. I'm sure their lap times have showed it. Oh yeah, they're like a second slower when they first started the race, which, you know, really ain't that bad. A second isn't really that bad, but still, that's a lot slower. Let's go back here to Robert O'Neill. He's only running about 0.4 of a second slower right now than he was at the beginning of the race. So he's definitely going to start making up some ground on these guys. And if they do have to pit, which they should have to, he's going to be able to get right by him. Matt Clifton now down to 9.5 of a second behind our leader, Jay Anderson. We've got somebody else coming down pit road, Jeremy Crandall, coming down pit road. So now we've got 4 trucks left out here that have not pitted. All right, Matt Clifton now within 0.6 of a second of our leader. Closing down on him really bad now. Gonna take a look back here on Matt Clifton. Jay Anderson and Matt Clifton both coming down pit road as we speak. Very good. I knew that we're going to have to come down pit road sooner or later. Made it about 45 or almost 46 laps, I guess, on a tank of fuel. I think they were really kind of hoping for a caution. I think we're probably going to see right side tires and top off the tank of fuel, and we're going to be out of there. No, 4 tires. 4 tires for Jay Anderson. Matt Clifton only taking right sides. Michael Johnson out front, and he still has not been on pit road. Him and James Hickson have not been on pit road. Like I said, that's going to put Robert O'Neill right back up in the driver's seat in the top spot. But for right now, Michael Johnson's still out here going around. All right, 10 laps to go, coming to 9 to go. Jay Anderson going by, getting his lap back the good old-fashioned way, but he is a whole lap behind Michael Johnson right now. Well, I've never seen anybody go 52 laps. Never. Never heard of it. I don't know how he's doing that. He must have been only running about quarter throttle the whole race to save that much fuel to go 52 laps. The most I think I've ever heard of is 48. But weirder things have happened. Well, they have slowed the trucks down a lot, so that could be part of the issue right there, where these guys are getting a lot better gas mileage now that they've slowed the trucks down. Right, of course, I don't think they have on the 1.5 miles. That's just mainly on the super speedway. Michael is actually almost a full lap ahead of second place, Robert O'Neill. About 3/4 of a lap ahead of him. And as you can see, Michael's still, he's a little over a second off of the pace from what he normally was running earlier in the race. We'll get down there here in a little bit, talk to the winner, and see. I want to find out how he made it 60 laps on a tank of fuel. I got to find that out. What he did. I want to know what his secret is. He's got to have that bed just full of fuel. Need to strip that truck down and check that fuel line. He's got an oversized fuel line on that or something. James Hickson right ahead of our leader there. That's the 5th place truck about to go a lap down. And he has got one heck of a V in the tailgate of that thing. I don't know how the heck he got that, but boy, he has got some serious damage to the back end of that truck. Wow. Robert O'Neill in second, trying to do everything he can to reel in our leader, but not enough time left. 3 laps to go. Definitely not enough laps. Maybe if he had another 5 or 6 laps, he might be able to get up closer to him, but I just don't think he has got it right now. He's running about a little over a second of a lap slower than his fastest lap. Oh, here comes Michael Johnson, our leader right now, coming down pit road with 3 laps to go, folks. Well, he made it like 56 or 57 laps. Wow. That's got to be I think that's a world record. Robert O'Neill is going to take over the first position here. Next time by, he's going to get the white flag, and he is going to be our leader. Matt Clifton in second, Jay Anderson third. Robert O'Neill out front, coming to take the white flag, and he has led the most laps tonight with make it 25 laps right now. White flag is in the air. Last lap. One more set of turns as he comes down the back stretch here. It's our pole sitter coming into tonight, and this has been a great race for him. Good pit strategy coming off of turn 4, coming down to the finish line here. Robert O'Neill winning here tonight. The first of the qualifiers for Sunday's event. We will get down here in just a couple minutes, and we'll talk to them. First, we'll let everybody give them the old congratulations out there on the track. They like to bump bang on each other to kind of give them some congratulations, so we may see a little bit of that. Or we may not. I don't know. Depends a lot on the drivers. Robert O'Neill, this is Rudy up in the booth. You got a copy. Robert, you started out on the pole tonight. You hit your pit strategy right on the money. We had a few little doubts there about Michael Johnson. I was trying to think if he had a whole bed full of fuel. I never seen anybody go that many laps on a tank of fuel, but you come home the winner here tonight. Tell us about your race. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I was like, I think he was going for the world record because the most I had ever heard of was 48 laps, and he went like 57. I that was like, I think that's a world record for this track in the truck. But he could have been saving, he could have been saving a lot of fuel, but I don't think he could save that much fuel. But anyhow, congratulations on your win, Robert. Anybody you want to give a shout out to? Absolutely, Robert. Well, again, congratulations on your win, and thanks for talking with us, buddy.